What was it like doing the Vader Gorilla Monsoon angle on Monday Night Raw? Any backstories behind it?
Well, it was cool. There's not really any backstories because I didn't really know what we were going to do until we got there and they told us. So there was no time for a backstory. It was just the story. Gorilla obviously was a huge fucking name in the old WWF and all over the Northeast. And I mean, he was, even though his name was known nationally, he didn't work a lot of different places because he got over so strong. He was college educated, amateur athlete at a high level. He got over so good and got in so good because he had such a good mind for business that he became an owner and pretty much stayed in the Northeast and slowed his in-ring schedule down, but made a fucking fortune as one of the original owners of part owners of Vince Sr.'s company, and then with Vince for all those years. So he was a genius. It was cool to be able to do that because he was a legend. And even though he took more when he started backing Vader up with those chops. And this was in California, so it wasn't like it was Gorilla's backyard, but they even popped because they knew him from TV just as the president of the WWF, this big fucker. But Vader sold a lot more for him than he would have for any other 50-something-year-old man at that point when he was backing him up with those chops before Leon finally lowered the boom on him. I was just afraid that he was going to get hurt and we'd have the heat for it, but everything turned out fine.
I think that was one of only 2 times he was physically involved after he retired in an angle. The only other time was, and of all the angles to be involved in, on Primetime Wrestling, when the Brooklyn Brawler hit him with a stool while trying to save Bobby Heenan, who had just turned on Terry Taylor.
That's right. I remember that. And that seemed to be an odd choice to physically involve your legendary, fucking commentator in. But nevertheless, yeah, he didn't do it often. So, I thought if they had continued to book Leon like that, Vader could have been so huge that year in the WWF. But they did that angle to suspend him because he had to go get shoulder surgery. And that was probably the first thing and I don't think he ever came back with as much oomph as he had. And he rushed back because they wanted him back quick and he wasn't in the same shape and it took him a while to get back. But if we could have gone right on from there, I think he would have got over so strong that they would have had to fucking Michaels would have had to put up a word with him and not whine about it because he'd been over so strong. But it was derailed right at the start there.